Alright, here's where we're at with putting the gas tank in the 48 Chevy 1-ton. Remember, this is a fuel tank out of a 78-ish K5 Blazer. It's a 25-gallon tank. And I've kind of got it just kind of mocked up a little bit. This a piece of angle iron will come out. The plan is to go up there where the strap is headed at, and we're going to drill a hole in that cross brace of the bed. One there, and then we'll have one over on the other side, and the straps will go there. And then at here in the back, I don't know if I can get back here so you can see it, there is a piece of angle iron that's ran across the back, and that might stay, that may come out too, but right back on the back side of that is the cross member of the 48. And I will drill some holes in that cross member for the straps to go on the other end, or I may have to weld some tabs on that cross member for the straps to bolt to. And then that fuel tank just did fit in here, and I can't get to it right now, but I'll show you here later. The fuel sending unit and the hoses and all that, they actually go in between a couple of the cross members of the bed, and they go up above, and they'll end up going over and to the outside of the bed. So that ought to work out pretty good. I'm going to have to kind of play with my brake line a little bit for the rear. It was just kind of rednecked in there anyway, so it wasn't quite right. But my goal is here for a little bit, I'm going to work on getting holes drilled in the cross member of the bed for the straps to mount into here. And then I'll stretch across and see if I'm going to have to weld tabs on the cross member back there, or if I'm going to have enough, or what I'm going to need to do back there. And so I'll start working in on that. Right, so back in the shop on the 48 fuel tank install. This is Blue, our Siamese kitty. He's going to be shop kitty today. Anyway, we have the fuel tank is all mounted up in between the frame rails and the 48. And the fuel inlet comes out right above the frame for the bed, comes across, and I got a piece of pipe in, and I got some fuel hose, 90 fuel hose. I cut a hole in the side of the bed to notch it out. Fuel filler neck goes into the 90 and over to the tank. So the plan now is I've got to build a structure here to support this fuel neck. This will go on either side of the fuel neck here to have something to bolt to, and that will get welded on top of that structure. And then this piece that I cut out here, I will cut a section of it, and it will deadhead this rail right here. So I've got to work on building me some sort of structure to box this in, cover that up. And we're getting close. So I got all the fuel lines ran. I've got the wire for the fuel sending unit ran. The ground wires ran. And again, this tank is set up, the sending unit is set up for fuel injection. I'm just running carburetor, but if I ever decide to go with like an LS motor in here, I can do that easily. I've just got that return lines capped off. So let me get shop kitty here out of the way, and I'll work on getting something made up to kind of box this in and give it a little structure. So catch back up with you here in a bit. Alright, so the final result of boxing in for the fuel inlet on the 48. Got a little structure made up and a plate welded on top. Got my fuel necks all bolted in. not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is functional, and that's all that matters to me. Got working gas cap. So hopefully that will seal and keep any water out. And then with the brand new sending unit in the tank, that should mean my fuel gauge in the truck will be working and accurate now. I don't have the keys out here with me, otherwise we'd test that theory. Because I just put 5 gallons of gas in the tank. So it is ready to rock and roll. I need to get my drive shaft put back under the truck. And I think that will have the gas tank install completely done. I wish I'd record a little more, but most everything was under the truck. And there was absolutely no room to try and record anything. And I would have had to bleep most everything that I was saying out anyway. So the next project eventually will be, that's the box for my air horn setup with compressor and battery for those. I'm going to make some sort of metal box to get that off the bed, and I'm going to put it underneath right in here. And then the next project will be to replace the boards in the bed, the floor of the bed. Because when I shortened this bed, this flat bed was originally, I want to say a 9-foot, 9-foot flat bed. And of course it was way too long. It stuck way past, looked kind of goofy sitting on the truck. So I took 2 foot, 18 inches, 2 foot out of the middle of the bed, and then grafted this back section back on. That's why you can see the weld marks here. When I cut the bed floor, I got a little crooked. Looks like I had too many wobble pops, but I don't even drink wobble pops anymore. So, between the crookedness back here and the rottenness of some of the boards, and when I had the fuel cell mounted on top of the bed, I had to cut out a section for the sump. So I got a big hole there. So, I've already got it figured up. I need about 15 2x6s, 7 foot long, and then they originally had them tongue and grooved. I will probably do a half lap on mine. It's just simpler, and that will be plenty for me. And then so we'll work on getting these replaced. So I think for now, until I get something else going on the 48, that's going to be about it. Like I said, I'm going to finish getting the drive shaft stuck back under it. And hopefully fire this thing up and be able to drive it around again and actually know how much fuel I've got. So, I think I'll end this one on the fuel tank install. Wish I could have been a little more in-depth on stuff, but it's pretty straightforward, really. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop it in the comments, or you can email me at pratt1972@island.net. So, alright guys, have a good one.